Do not think of me as Temujin, my original name that my father gave me. They do not know what my childhood was like, and they do not know what my homeland was like before I united. We Mongols were pastoral nomads, which meant that we herded animals. When we were not herding animals, we were engaged in tribal wars. In Mongolia, there's a tribal system where each tribe has a leader, and the tribes are made of extended families. We lived in fur tents called gurs, and I called my people the people of fur tents. We mostly ate meat from our herds, drank mare's milk and tea from local plants. I am coming here wearing traditional Mongolian clothing, a scarf, arm bracelets, a vest that has slits to ride a horse, and trousers. Now, during my time period, the backbone and the major trading route was the Silk Road. Silk Road was a string of oasis cities where merchants traded goods from their homelands. Now that you understand about my time period, if there was one thing that defined Mongolia, it would probably be horses. Horses are very important to Mongols because they can be used to bribe men and they're used for transportation. Children in Mongolia learn to ride horses as early as they learn to walk. Because of this, they become very skilled horseback riders and they can fight on a horse. Not only this, but for a man to be worthy of being this tribe's leader, he has to catch his first horse. Now that you understand about my time period, you need to understand a bit about me. As I said before, my original name was Temujin. My father was Usigi, and my mother was Holan. I had 5 brothers, but only one that I truly loved, Kasal. My father, being the tribal leader, was trying to make an alliance with another tribe. He was trying to do this through marriage. I was selected to be the person who would be married into the other tribe. I was given the bride, Borte, but we could not marry because my father was poisoned by a rival tribe, the Taiyushin. When my father was poisoned by the rival tribe, my tribe left my family, and we had to flee to the Mongol steppe. This is where I learned how to survive. I did not receive a very good education, so I cannot read and write. But while in the Mongol steppe, I learned many important things. I learned how to hunt, I learned how to fend for myself, and I learned 2 very important things that helped me the rest of my life. I learned how to gain followers, and I learned how to make alliances. Before I could do this, I had to become the leader of my family. My oldest brother, Bektur, was the leader of my family. I decided I would have to murder him. Me and my brother Kasar confronted him and shot him with an arrow, letting him bleed to death. Now, leader of my family, I caught horses and promised them to men who followed me. I was very nice, so I was named the local Khan. After being named the local Khan, I returned to my tribe, and I was reunited with my very dear friend, Jamuka. Jamuka had 2 gay followers. I was then married to my wife, Borte. She was the true love of my life, and she was the only woman I ever loved. She gave me my 4 sons. After over a year and a half, me and Jamuka we separated. We both wanted to be the supreme ruler or the great Khan of Mongolia. Seeing that war was on the horizon, Jamuka made the first attack. He attacked my army and I was caught off guard. The battle was lost. But after 3 years of fighting in the Civil War, my army prevailed, and I was named the Great Khan of Mongolia. I was given the name Ghengis Kahn, which in your language translates to 3 things: impenetrable ruler, immortal prince, or ruler over all seas. Now, with a great army like I had, would you stop there? I decided I would not. I wanted to conquer Asia. I first allied with the Uyghur tribe, and then, with their help, I attacked the High Sire and the Tangans people of the southeast. I prevailed, and this was a very important attack because it gave me control of most of the Silk Road and gave me great wealth. Now, after them, I was going to attack the Jin at their kingdom of Jurchen. But, on arriving there, I received a bribe to not attack. I took the bribe for gold and riches and went back home. But, one evening, they moved their capital to the southern city of Zhongnu, and were going to sneak attack me. I slaughtered them in Zhongnu. After destroying their city, I greased the whole city with human fat, lit flaming arrows, and burned it to the ground. Now I had defeated the Jin. I decided a way to grow my empire would be to ally with the Muslim Khwarazm people to the west. I sent out a trade caravan to sign a peace treaty. They saw my trade caravan as spies, and they burned up my men's beards and sent them home. Infuriated, I decided to attack them. This was the start of the Great 7-Year War. Me and my army and I took down cities one by one, all Khwarazm kingdom. We attacked with 200,000 men that they still had my army doubled. After fighting, my army prevailed, and we conquered the Khwarazm. With our final attack against Samarkand, we gained control of almost all of the Silk Road. Now, you may think that conquering Asia is an impossible feat, but with a couple things it was not. First of all, I said horseback riding was very important. With horses, we could travel quickly around battle, we could fight very well on a horse, and we could trample our enemies. Next was my military tactics. My military tactics were very specialized and had never been seen before. They included three-pronged attacks, where I attacked from three sides, stringing attacks together, attacking from all sides at once, pretending to flee and then attacking my enemies while they were defenseless, and then I also used prisoners as human shields. The next thing was archery. I brought here a bow to represent archery in Mongolia. My dear friend Jamuka gave this to me while we were just kids. He also gave with me a set of whistling arrows. These whistling arrows were specialized arrows that we Mongols had. The specialized arrows included whistling arrows, which could signal attacks, flaming and arrows that could cause explosions, which could burn whole cities to the ground, and arrows that could poison enemies. Now, I saw the Silk Road as a vital piece of my empire. I decided that I was going to make it safer. I set up military generals along the oasis cities, cleared down rocks, bushes, and hung up bridges. Now not only military generals and merchants traveled the Silk Road, but tax collectors, judges, artists, musicians, architects, etc. traveled along the Silk Road. Now, on the Silk Road, I made the messaging system the fastest that there had ever been. It was faster than the Royal Road, and it would go as fast as the fastest horse can travel. As I said before, different types of people travel along the Silk Road, judges, artists, etc. And cultures mixed, languages mixed, and this is what many people call the unification of the East and the West. Now, many people think of me, Ghengis Kahn, as a brutal man. It is true, I am very brutal. To show you guys, I brought a quote with me today. It is not sufficient if I succeed. All others must fail and be destroyed. Even though I'm brutal, I am what some people call a modern man. I believe in women's rights and the importance of women. This was at a time when women did not have any rights. In Mongolia, women were very important because when men were away on attacks, they would take care of the herds and run the empire. I also believed in equality between all ethnicities and religion. It was all if they swore to have me as their ruler, they could have any religion and be any ethnicity they wanted. I also created a code of laws called the Yasa, which helped bring order to my people. The Yasa governed against stealing and against military. Lastly, after conquering most of China, I hired a Chinese scribe to create a written language for Mongolia. Before this, everybody in Mongolia could not read or write. After this, there was a book written about all of what I did in Mongolia. It was called The Secret History of the Mongols. Now, there's a question that has been tossed around about me. Many people think I'm the greatest leader ever. Now, after understanding my life story, where I came from, what my country was like before uniting it, and explaining my achievements in my life, I leave you with one question. Do you consider me to be the greatest leader ever? Thank you.